Hello there. Today we're going to do this. This is a bit larger nymph. This is a floating ephemera Danica mayfly nymph. This nymph is a great pattern, and you can use this style, this type of flies for this type of nymph for a lot of different patterns. But what we're going to do here is the Danica nymph, the largest of the mayflies. The first thing, of course, we're going to use is a hook, and Erics has just launched a new series of freshwater hooks, and this is the freshwater sedge dry fly, which is great because this is without a doubt the best Danica hook I have ever encountered. This is a floating nymph, so it's not going to be weighted in any way, and this is because a lot of the times when you see fish rise, but you cannot discover, you cannot completely tell what they're feeding on, then often they're eating small nymphs that is laying in just subsurface instead of eating duns and stuff like that. So basically, the first thing we need is to tie in a tail, and the tail for this fly is going to be some pheasant tail fibers. Take about 6 or so. That should do it, and these should be about the length of the rest of the hook. So I tie down 6 of these, 5, 6, 7. That's not that crucial. So about that there, and then I'm going to spread them out so they stand out here. And this is a good fly to fish upstream, but it can also be used downstream. But this one is designed to fish upstream for those tricky fish that are eating. You can see them eating on the surface, but you cannot see them take the duns. Then this is a good option. I'm gonna need some rib, and for that I use the Flashaboo in speckled copper. It's a nice color because it has some small dots on it. So it really is good for imitating the striations and the markings of a fly like this. Like so. Then because the ephemera danica is a nymph that is living submerged and dug into the what do you call that? They are dug into the sediment at the bottom of the streams. Then these have gills on the sides, and we're going to imitate those with ostrich. And you can see this is the end of the feather where it connects with the hackle stem, and so we need to tie these in at the tip in order to get them placed the right way. So I'm going to place one on each side of these, tied in at the tip, so that the longest part of the feather is pointing backwards. And I'm going to do that on the other side as well. I just fold back a little of these without pulling anything off, like so. And then tie this down here on the other side. Like that. Tie this all the way down. And then I'm going to use some Swiss CDC dubbing, some Argentinian hair in pale brown, which is the absolutely ideal color for this pattern. And what we want is a tapering body. So we want not a lot of dubbing down towards the tail, and then gradually more and more as we progress up towards the thorax and the wing case, like that. So as you can see, I apply a small amount of dubbing down here, and then gradually I will apply more and more dubbing as we go up the hook, like so. And I must say, these new Erics hooks are just awesome because they really have taken into consideration to make a selection of hooks both with and without barbs. I think this actually has the barb, but I would recommend without the barb for dry fly fishing. So they really have taken into consideration to make hooks for actual insects, and this really is a cool selection of hooks. And I'm a big fan of the Erics brand and the Erics hooks. They make some awesome hooks. very, very beautiful, and it looks good on the flies. They're strong, they're durable, and the finish of them is also exceptional. So I'm really, really, yeah, I'm a fan. Maybe even a fanboy, you could say. So just a bit more of this dubbing here. What I like about this this Swiss CDC dubbing is it has a lot of coarser, denser hairs that really makes your fly looks shaggy and looks a lot like, well, basically looks edible and like food, and that's kind of an important thing, I think. So I'm pleased with the shape of the body, and as you can see, it tapers. So I'm gonna keep a lot of room up here for the thorax and stuff like that. Then I'll take these and I will just fold the ostrich fibers here back again. And I'm gonna tie this on the side because that is where the gills are placed on these, like so. Tie this down, and then the other one. So I simply just take the ostrich and then move it along the side of the dubbing body, and that's also why we need the ribbing, because we need it to make sure that this ostrich feather is nice and tight around the body here. As you can see, that's how it looks. So these will imitate the gills, as I said. So I take my rib here, and do not be too concerned about catching some of the ostrich, because you can easily pull the ostrich fibers out with your dubbing brush, like so. And about 4 or 5 turns of the rib here is sufficient, like that. It also gives a bit of a sparkle to attract the eye of the fish. Cut this off, like that. And then I'm gonna take my dubbing brush here and very carefully pull out the ostrich. And as you can see now, I've pulled out the ostrich, and I still have the gill effects on the sides of the fly here, like that. Then I'm gonna take some more of the pheasant tail here, and this is gonna be the thorax, the wing case. So and here I need more. I need maybe 25, maybe something like that. 25. Pheasant tail fibers. I'm gonna tie this on top of everything else here, like so. Just gonna make sure that it's a bit spread out like that. And since we don't need these ends here, I'm just gonna cut those off, like that. It's a good fly because, as I said, this is going to be hovering the surface. But if you want something that is a bit more heavy, you can simply tie the same fly, but instead of just doing dubbing in the front part, you can add a tungsten bead or a brass bead to give it some more weight, if you want something like that. Then we need to attach the legs of the fly, and for that I'm going to use whiting Brahma hackle, and these Brahma hackles are really great. It's getting increasingly difficult to get complete partridge skins. So the Brahma here is beautiful feathers, and they're even cheaper than a complete partridge skin, and they will do the same thing. What I've done here is I've taken all the woolly part of the feather away, and then I've folded back the feathers here, and then like so. So it's kind of like a Christmas tree with a little something on top, and then you have the natural curve of the feather, and this is so I'm gonna turn it around so the top side is facing down onto my pheasant, like so, and I'm gonna tie it in right there so when I turn it, it will be facing the right way, like that. Then I'm going to take a bit more of this Argentinian hair, and I'm going to blend it with a bit of Fleischer-Boo dubbing in copper, simply to give it a bit of shine and a bit of sparkle, and to have something that stands out a bit from the body of the fly. So I basically just mix a bit of that into the Argentinian hair, like so. Then I'm gonna dub this onto the tying thread, and make the thorax, the wing case from this. And it's important that you have quite a lot of space for the thorax, or this fly, the proportions of this fly will not look correctly. And this should taper so that it's thicker towards the hackle and the wing case, and then gradually becomes a bit less dense and less thick towards the head. But the tapering should not be that big. It should be something, but not that big. Oh, it was a bit out of focus. I think it's better now. There you can see it from all sides and all angles. Then I simply just turn my hackle over, like so, and I carefully point all the hackle fibers back like that, and just lay the hackle on top here, and tie this down, just at the eye, like that. Cut off the feather. Then I'm going to turn my thorax. And before you cut off the pheasant tail feathers, you need to be sure that you have really done the job well here, and everything is tied down correctly, because it's very annoying to cut this off just to have everything fall apart on your and come out. So I was lucky there. When I did this video in Danish, I screwed up, and I had to stop the video and just redo some stuff. So basically, I just make my whip finish. And of course, apply some varnish if you like. And all there is left to do is simply to pull out a bit of the fur from the underside of this, and the fly is done, like that. Really a nice looking pattern. So pull out a bit of dubbing here, just to fluff it up a bit. Well, basically that is it. A nice floating nymph for a lot of situations where everything else fails. Well, thank you for watching, and of course, if you haven't done so already, then subscribe to this YouTube channel. That would mean a lot to me. And also, you can buy all the materials and the full material kit for this fly on my website. It's flytying.eu. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and good luck out on the waters.